Hello, I'm Dr. Paul Hart, Director of Educación en Línea at USFQ. I'm happy to welcome you to the first of a series of talks designed to give you tips for creating interesting, engaging, and even exciting online exchanges with your students. Each of these talks will relate to some important aspect of communication with your students. These include creating a welcoming atmosphere for your courses, communicating regularly and effectively, how to manage communication and discussions, giving feedback to students in discussions and assignments, and using video conferencing. The presentations are designed so that you can view the presentation at the time that is most important for your course. You can view this first presentation, creating a welcoming atmosphere for your courses, to help you create a welcome news message and other messages in your course before the course starts. Succeeding presentations can be viewed as you move through the module. Each of the presentations is designed to help you do really well on the rubric that is used for assessing faculty interaction in our online courses. I've tried to concentrate my 13 years of experience as a full-time online instructor and online education administrator into these presentations. I hope you find them useful. So, how do we create a welcoming atmosphere for an online course? Here are a few ideas. When a student first enters one of our courses, the first thing that they will see is the course homepage. And one of the first things they will see on the homepage is news, as you can see here in this demonstration course. I'm just going to click on this link to show the warm welcome message I use in my online courses at Capella University.
Hello everybody, this is Dr. Paul Hart and I want to welcome you to my courses this quarter. I'm looking forward to working with all of you, and this little introduction is designed to welcome you to the course, invite you to look around a little bit in the course, and also to tell you a little bit about me as an instructor at Capella University. I've been involved in the training and performance improvement field for over 30 years now. I started out actually as a high school English and speech teacher, and I did that for about 7 years before I went into the training and performance improvement field. And then in 1980, I went to work for a company here in St. Paul called Conwick Corporation, and I started out as a sales trainer with them. Then after about 3 years, I went to work as a training manager in a company in the northern suburbs of the Twin Cities, and I did that for about 7 years. Then I went out on my own as an independent consultant and worked for a few years doing that, and then went to work for a company called Employers Association. I did a lot of work on supervisory training and management training and sales management training, and did some consulting with them as well. I also finished my doctorate at that time from the University of Minnesota in training and development, and continued working with them and with client organizations through the late 1990s. In 1999, I reached a real high point in my career by going to Saudi Arabia, and that was the first trip that I made of 3 between 1999 and 2002. And I went there for there were 3 trips that I made. Each trip was about 2 weeks long. And I presented courses for people who are working for Saudi Aramco, which is the big national oil company in Saudi Arabia, through the good offices of the University of Minnesota and the Arabian Society for Human Resource Management.
Okay, so I think I'm going to put this presentation on pause. There's a little bit more information about me and where I live and where my office is and so on, but I think you get the general idea about doing this warm welcome message. You'll notice a few things about this video. First, it's not professionally produced. I show me in my home office with some personal items in the background. This is perfectly fine. In fact, it helps to add a personal touch to the video. The background gives a bit of personal information about me and what is important to me. So one of the first things we want to get across to you in this video is you don't have to use a professionally produced video for your opening welcome. I created this video with a computer-mounted camera and a simple collaborative software. You have the same resources available to you as a USFQ faculty member. So this welcome does not have to be fancy or professional. If you want to create your welcome message using your own computer camera and upload it to YouTube, you go right ahead. Try to make your presentation and the appearance of your video as professional as possible, but the quality of the presentation you saw from me is just fine. Another thing about this welcome message is the information in the message. Besides welcoming the students to my course, I share a little personal information about me with them. I tell them about my experience in the field of training and performance improvement, and I share some simple personal information. Now, we're not suggesting that you give personal information you are not comfortable sharing. However, simple facts like how many years you've been teaching and working in your field, the other courses you teach, and perhaps some highlight of your professional and teaching career would be interesting to the students and would both establish your credibility with the students and establish a connection between you and them. In my welcome message, I tell my students about my professional background, including jobs I've held and research I've done. I tell my students about my workplace because they are often curious about how we work as online instructors. I also tell them about my family situation. Once again, if you're not comfortable with this, it's not required. But the welcome message helps establish a relationship between you and the students. The overall vision of our relationship with our online students is to create as strong a relationship with these students through online technology as we create face-to-face relationships. I know that's challenging, but it can be done. Just as you might create a welcome message in the first class of a face-to-face course, in which you give the students a sense of who you are and how you work, we also have to give the same kind of sense in our online courses. We need to build a virtual classroom, which creates virtual walls and supports for our students. That's the theme for the rest of my presentations to you over the next few weeks. I hope you found this presentation helpful and that you'll look in on my other presentations as they come out.